Here we go. Hi, and welcome to what hopefully is my last trig walk. We hopefully will be getting 2 trig points here, the one at Luffenham at the St George Barracks and the one on the airfield. We're starting off at North Luffenham and we're going to be doing roughly about 10.5 mile walk, so hopefully no more than 11. But I've got to have a word with Wayne because there's slight alterations and things might not work out according to plan. So we're leaving North Luffenham and heading up to our first port of call, St George Barracks. As we leave North Luffenham, we're heading north on Edith Weston Road up towards the barracks. And as usual, as you're going past the military base, well, the airfield, we can see all the signs saying no entry, you'll be shot, you'll be arrested, you'll be in prison and that lot. So I'm not too sure what our luck is going to be today, but Wayne's got more balls than me, so we'll get in there somehow. Oh, well, we're just coming up to security now. I don't know what our luck's going to be, but once you get up to security, it literally is about, I don't know, 100-200 feet to the side. So hopefully they'll let us in this time, but I doubt it.
A few moments later.
Oh, well, as expected, I had a nice chat with security, and they said unfortunately they can't let us in. But they said also, if they do let us in and people see, they'll have to let everybody else in. So we're going to head down to the next trig point now. The trig lies close to St George Barracks. The barracks occupy the site of the former RAF North Luffenham. The airfield opened in 1940 during the Second World War and became an important RAF station. Pilots trained here, aircrew lived here. Thousands of military personnel passed through here during the war times and throughout the Cold War. Today it's quiet, but appearances can be deceiving. Oh, well, we've done about 1.23 miles. We're back at North Luffenham. We're going to walk past it. Just noticed that you've got the Fox just down there, which we are going to stop at. So we're going past Pinfold Lane and we'll carry on down towards, hopefully, the place where we can get into. One thing I did do is ask security if it's okay to go on to their land to see if we can get the trig point. And he goes, as long as you don't go in any fences or break anything, he can't see any issue. So that's where we're heading to now. Well, to the right, we've got a public footpath sign, but we're going to be turning left. I don't think we can actually turn left, but we're going to give it a try anyhow. I'm expecting a sign saying no entry, but so we're turning left. We got Butts Lane. We're now on the airbase now. It's got airfield notice here. Do not throw dog waste. Oh, it's nothing really. So, like people say that the bloke says that people do take the dogs for walks and that lot round here. They've got an airfield covered by CCTV cameras. An authorised personnel beyond this point, etc. I'll take a little photo. I don't know whether you can actually hear, but just in the distance, not that far, you can hear the dogs probably baying for our blood. But we're walking along the airfield now. So when I say the airfield, I mean the runway. So hopefully we'll be coming up to the trig point very shortly. One of the most fascinating chapters in North Luffenham's history came during the 1950s. Thor nuclear missiles were stationed here for a brief period. This quiet corner of Rutland became part of Britain's nuclear deterrent. During moments of international tension, including the Cuban Missile Crisis, locations like North Luffenham suddenly became strategically important. Standing here today, surrounded by fields and birdsong, it's hard to imagine that these same landscapes once played a role in the global standoff between East and West. Bloodhound missiles. Later, the station became home to the Bloodhound surface-to-air missile. These weapons formed part of Britain's air defence network and were designed to intercept Soviet bombers long before they reached their target. It's an extraordinary contrast. Today we have walkers and wildlife. 60 years ago, military plans were preparing for the possibility of a nuclear war. Oh, I'm not too sure what this is, probably a sentry lookout post or something like that. Don't actually know how you get in there. There's a door just there. A little bit overgrown. Well, Wayne's filming, so I won't go in there yet. Well, Wayne's taken some interesting shots. Don't know whether I'll be able to get in there. It's quite boring. Strangely, it doesn't smell of pee. I suppose that's because it's too open up. So it's badly hit round the head. Wait, just man sat here. Probably have a little gas stove in here somewhere. Actually, you could probably, no, there's not enough space in here to spend the night. But it looks just like a watch out post. Some of the things you find along here, crashed helicopter, obviously used for practice or something like that, but it's been there for a while. As you can see, there's a tree or something growing out of it. But that's an interesting find. And also, it's still got the rotor engine here. Got that. No, that's the rotor blades, isn't it? But this is a cool little find.
Can you get in it? I want to go in it.
More of it. This has got to be crashed here. Go look at all this lot, Wayne.
No place to get here, I bet. It's a knackered one, isn't it?
There's the fuses, circuit boards, the propeller, a bit more of it back here. Oh, I thought this might have been a bit of a building. There's a good echo coming off it, but there seems to be a few dotted about. But it looks like it's just solid concrete. There's nothing in here. So I don't know what it could be for. Yeah, there's no doors, windows, nothing. But on another runway, there's a building over there. But there's another one over there. So this looks like a mobile radar station. Looks like it's been abandoned here. That's pretty cool. Well, this looks very technical. Plenty of cables in there. Something moving in there. Can't see it. Probably in there somewhere, probably nesting. But it just looked cool. Wouldn't like to wire that place up. Should earn myself £250 here. I feel like my journey's coming to the end. We're coming to what possibly is going to be my last trig point. Trig point in the book, 57. I know I've done 58, including Clack Lane trig point, but this probably will be my very last trig point, which is a shame, which is North Luffenham North trig point. As you can see, we've had a real good journey coming here, because this is my second attempt, but the scenery around here is really nice. The birds and the sound of the birds around here, it's lovely around here. Loads of interesting places, loads of interesting things to see. But let's get to the trig point. So you can see the bird poo covered spider is intact. The benchmark, which is S9536. But we've got it. And my more than likely ultimate trig point. Managed to get 58 done if you don't include the Clack Hill trig point. So my journeys came to an end now, which is quite sad. Although I have got another project on the go, which will be the Leicestershire round. But to finish off on this, it's quite a sad occasion really. But it's also nice to know that I've actually finished it. But probably we'll go back and see if we can get the one at St George Barracks again sometime in the future. Probably leave it a year or two, but I've tried to get there twice and didn't fail. We did talk to security, and like one person said that it's closing down in 2 months. That was 2 months ago. So we're going to try again in say 2028 when we do another walk around this area and see if we can get in then. But let's carry on with this walk. Another interesting find. Not too sure what they are, obviously vehicles, but that one's definitely a tank or something like that. And this looks quite cool. Wayne reckons it's a Ford Control Land Rover. Tell you what, that seat's tiny. These seats are tiny, aren't they?
It is.
But wonder if we can get into the back. We'll have a look at that one shortly. Or you can get, oh, can you get inside? I'm not going to try and get in there. But then you've got this. Nice bit of kit. Let's have a look inside. Wow, that's interesting. There's the turret at the top there. The driver's cockpit. Let's have a look inside. So there's your controls there. I take it that's where the machine gun goes. Not too sure. Wonder if it all turned round. Yeah, that looks tiny in there.
Fold the seat down to get in it.
To show you how cramped it is in here, you can't actually sit on there. Oh, is Wayne going to go in there? I'm going to take my rucksack off. Okay, I'm going to see if I can get in there.
Yeah, you got to. Hold on, let me video you. How did you get in? Feet first.
Pen it.
You're a bit taller than me, you might not fit in it. Yeah, it's not very comfortable, is it?
Oh my god.
Yeah, I wouldn't fancy driving around in that.
Do I take a photo?
No. I've got video.
Oh, you've got video?
Well, you have as well, haven't you?
Yeah, I'm videoing it now.
God, it went out. Yeah, hard work, isn't it?
Yeah.
For fuck's sake. Yeah, I won't want to be scrambling out of there when it gets blown up.
Well, this is down here, it's got runners. Wayne's already beaten me to it. What is it? So let's have a little look inside. More thistles. Oh, a bit overgrown, can't really do anything about it. But it looks like it's mainly demolished. But clear it all out, you could go wild camping here overnight. Hangar 94670434. And that looks relatively new. But let's carry on. I know I've already got this trig point, but while we're here, may as well get it again. So this is a North Luffenham South trig point. As you can see, it's in nowhere near as good a condition as the other one. The spider is still there. I don't know about the plate. Yeah, the plate's still there. S9539, but it's in very bad condition. I'll show you the scenery again. As you can see, got that tank literally over there. Scenery, the same. But I thought, get that one for a second time. Why not? We're here. I was just walking past this from the other way. Keep out when the red flag is flying. It is flying, but we've done what we wanted to do, and we're now carrying on with the walk. So it's just heading down here. Don't know what Wayne's nicked. I think he's going to be taking that with him. Don't know what he's going to use it for. He's going to get it working. What do you reckon it is? Apart from heavy.
No idea what that is. Say what it is on it.
Nuclear launch button.
Oh, I've got a feeling it might not work anymore.
Are you sure?
Yeah, possibly.
Well, after that first tank, here's a little baby tank. Not too sure what it is. It's a Sherpa tank. Something like that. Someone's left some paper there. Don't know what that says. JB. Oh, this might be one of those. Yeah. It might be a geocache thing.
You're supposed to take an item and leave one behind.
I've obviously taken everything and left a notepad,
Yeah, put your name in.
but it's very well buried in there. Definitely a doer-upper. It was interesting seeing all this lots again, coming down here, going more onto the airfield. We actually did the reverse route I was going to do a few months ago, back in March, but at least we've done all that lot now. I think this is an old farm track that we're following. This will take us out onto, I can't remember the name of the road, but I think it's Witchold Road or something like that. If we turn left, it'll take us up to Rutland Waters, but we hopefully can go straight over. So I think we're about to join the Leicestershire round now. When you come to this road, I'll put down, if it has actually got a name, I'll put down the name at the bottom. But we turn right here, you can see Ketton over there, and I think that's the cement works down there. Another quiet road. And we'll be coming up to Blue Bottle Cottage just down here in a few minutes. That's interesting, whatever it is. A few minutes down this lane, you turn left, down another little quiet country lane. I'm going to just check my map. Hopefully it's down this lane and not down over that blue pipe. No idea what I'm getting. So we're on the Rutland Round at the moment, or the Ketton Walks. So there's a camera up there, but we go this way. And this is, like I just said, the Rutland Round. From here, we join sections of both the Rutland Round and the Hereward Way. The Hereward Way is named after Hereward the Wake, the legendary rebel who resisted Norman rule after the conquest of 1066. His story sits somewhere between history and legend, and he reminds us of the English great folk heroes. Walking routes like these always make me wonder who travelled them before us. Farmers, pilgrims, merchants, soldiers, and now a strange bloke carrying a camera looking for a trig point. What a lovely place to live in, New Wood Lodge. But we're carrying on down here, signposted the Rutland Round. As you've gone past New Wood Lodge, you'll see the path for the Rutland Round ahead of you. We're not going that way, we're turning right here along the Hereward Way. So we don't want to go that way. We're going to be turning right. Just down here. So we're going that way. As you can see, a lot of quarrying around here. That's why all the limestone, I think it's limestone, that's why all the houses are the same sort of colour. You see so many quarries around here, and most of the quarries around here are still working. Quite a few of my trig walks have actually got quarries on them. We've only visited about 2 of them. Typically, when you got to that point where I stopped for a little bite to eat, we should have carried straight on across the field, but we're going around the edge, so it's just doing the decent thing. But if it weren't for that, we would have seen these nice little flowers along the edge here. But I think there's a cut off about half a mile, well not half a mile, probably 100 yards, which is a little something. So I think we're going through here now. This looks interesting. Yeah, Ketton Walks. This looks interesting. Don't know what this is. Let me just check the map. It looks like we follow this route. Let me just check. I'm hoping so. So it's not actually down here, but it's interesting what this path could have been. Could have been like an old drifters or drove trail or something like that, taking the cattle, the animals down to London, but we need to go this way. I think I just heard the call of a lesser spotted wain. So we're heading this way now. I think we've got the quarry to our right. Looks like it might have been some sort of quarry, doesn't it? So there's the quarry, still working. Oh, well, this is the Hereward Way now. As you can see, we just walked past the quarry on both sides. And we're going to be coming into Ketton very shortly. And just over there is the old cement works. Nice view of the quarry. Oh well, just ahead we come up to a nice modern bridge to help you cross the quarry. This place is absolutely massive, and you think how much cement they've got, well, how much gypsum they've got out of the ground. Looks like a solar panel farm over there, but we're now going to be crossing this bridge. What an interesting place. We're just in the back end of Ketton now. I think once we get around this corner, we should start seeing it, hopefully. I know we're not lost. I'm not doing one of my famous things and taking the wrong turn. In fact, I've just seen a house. So we'll soon be on Ketton High Street, or Main Street. I think we're less than half a mile from Ketton. Should start seeing it soon. I'm going to adjust the route slightly because my route's got us going through the countryside, and I wouldn't mind actually having a quick look in Ketton itself. I'm not too sure whether it's still going to do with the windmill or not, but we've had such a long time, spent such a long time going around the airfield and that lot and seeing all those abandoned vehicles and the helicopters and that lot. I think we've got quite a few interesting things that we've seen today. Oh well, looks like our footpath's been diverted. We can't get through here. There's obviously the building houses. So we're going to turn, actually I don't know whether to go through that gate. Yeah, I think we're going to go through here. So they're still using local stone, but we're going through this way. Not too sure what this is, but it's got an old tap here. So to commemorate the Diamond Jubilee, 1952 to 2012. VR. Probably this is a lot older than it looks. Wayne just said it's 1837. Jubilee, 1837. Oh, this is easy enough. So just follow the signpost and follow Wayne. And there's the church, just there.
Oh yeah, that's a good way.
So going back way, don't know if they can, oh, there's the church, straight through there. Yeah. So this is back end of Ketton. Definitely medieval. Ah, look at that round there. It literally is like a different world. We're now coming into it this way. Ketton is one of Rutland's most historic villages and has evidence of occupation stretching back to Roman times and beyond. The village became famous for its limestone. Ketton stone has been used in buildings throughout England, including parts of Cambridge University and Burley House. While many villages supplied crops and livestock, Ketton supplied the stone that helped build some of England's finest architecture. Dominating the village is the magnificent church of St Mary the Virgin. Its soaring spire rises around 148 feet above the surrounding countryside and can be seen for miles around. The church reflects wealth and importance. Ketton once enjoyed the remains of the Rutland's most impressive church. And look at these gravestones. It's got that sort of kept wilderness about it, or unkempt wilderness about it. Like this church and the churchyard graveyard, absolutely amazing. Some of these gravestones, they date back, just having a look at that one, can't quite read that one. Also 7 children, can't quite read that, but how amazing. I don't think this church is actually going to be open, or whether we'll sign a benchmark on here or not, but we're going to give it a try. Just one around the graveyard at the moment. It's just one of those really historic graveyards, as you can see. Absolutely amazing. Same as the church. Don't know what that's for. What could have been on that chain? But we'll carry on. Just being round here, how quiet it is. Really is a very posh area. The architecture around these doors, there's that apathetic markings, but the doors probably date back from medieval times. But according to my map, the benchmark is around here somewhere. So there's the benchmark at St Mary's Church at Ketton. Let's see if we can have a look inside. I think Wayne's in there already. But you've got a grave there. Actually, 1820. But what an amazing place. Well, this is a very grand church. Got a lovely map there that I'll have to take a photo of. As you can see, split into several chapels. There's the lectern, I think it is. Eventually I'll get all the names right. But here's several private chapels. The organ. In fact, I'm going to film this on my phone. So there's the organ, several private chapels, some probably medieval carving. Don't know where that came from, but it's got an amazing ceiling. And a nice stained glass window. Be interesting to get down there, look in the crypt. That's if there's a crypt down there. Some fantastic stained glass windows. I know it's completely different, but this church doesn't have to remind me of the stump at Boston. There's Wayne chilling. Although you would have thought it would have been cold in here, it's actually quite warm. Either I'm sweating. So this is interesting. It's not a carpet. Don't know where the church bell's going to be. I've lost my bearings. I suppose the church bell's going to be back through there. I'm sure Wayne, there's the grand piano. Don't know. Oh, some more carvings. I think that might be the aircon unit. Well, they haven't got old medieval pews here. So we're not going to go to see the windmill because I think we've done more than enough. So when you leave, you're heading, I'd like to say west, probably west. Anyway, we're heading over towards North Luffenham on the Luffenham Road. We should be there in about 3 miles. So all in all, it's been a very nice end to the Trig Walk trilogy, quadrilogy, whatever you're going to call it. You know, well, I think it'd actually be called a 57 kilogy, but yeah, almost finished. So along Luffenham Road, they've got a nice mowed area that you can walk along. They've obviously kept all this grass here for wildlife and that lot to inhabit and for the birds and everything like that, which is very, very thoughtful. But they've got this stretch here. As long as it's like this for the next, I'd say 3 miles, we're doing well. A bit like on my last walk, going around here, Tugby. Got all the lovely rolling hills around here. And if you look carefully, you might be able to see some midge and furrows. I can't see anything from here, but I'm sure some of these fields date back to obviously medieval times. But this is a rare, quiet part along here before the next car comes along. One thing I just forgot to mention, around this area there's loads of medieval villages that are now long forgotten. You've got Witchley, Fogthorpe, Kelthorpe, New Bottle, a place that once existed, flourished and eventually disappeared. It's easy to think villages are permanent, but history tells otherwise. So I've got a sign here, North Luffenham, 1 mile, Edith Weston, 3 miles. So turning right here onto Ketton Road. It's only about a mile down this road, but it feels like we've been walking for about 2 hours now because we keep stopping, looking at the scenery around in the views. It's lovely around here. There's supposed to be another windmill over there somewhere, but I can't see it. I'm sure Wayne, actually I think I can see it. Can you? See that building over there, the warehouse, just above it? Yeah. So that's the windmill, but oh, that's got to be the longest mile. We're now back in North Luffenham and we're going to, I can't remember which one comes first, whether it's the church or the pub, but whichever one comes first, we're doing. But that's been we've done almost 10.5 miles. We're back in North Luffenham now. We go down where I just pointed the camera to, that's South Luffenham. And we're not far from the pub, I think that's around here somewhere. It's the same sort of stonework as you get at Ketton, but obviously it's still a lovely village, but nowhere near as posh. But we've got some lovely houses around there. There's some fancy gates up ahead. Wonder if there's any benchmarks tucked away anywhere. I'm finding it hard to talk, I'm that thirsty. There's North Luffenham Hall. And I think we're parked up around here somewhere. At least the pub should be around here somewhere. But look at that window. Cornerstone, keeping an eye out for benchmarks. The village North Luffenham has existed for well over 1,000 years. Despite its peaceful appearance today, spent much of the 20th century closely linked to military aviation and the Cold War. Well, this is interesting. I wonder what the story is behind this. It looks, well, old. Could be a gate post or something. There's not one on that side, but it definitely has got some history behind it. No idea what though. Probably find it's actually quite modern. Oh, there's another one here. So even though that's a big gate entrance there. Well, here's the pub, the Fox, a country pub and dining. In fact, I just felt a spot of rain. So that's a good bit of timing. So we can have our cheeky little pint in here. I think the car's parked just up there. Oh, that's my last trig walk done. We managed to get one of the trig points out the airfield, the North Luffenham North trig point. We also visited the South Luffenham trig point. We tried to get to the one at St George Barracks, but unfortunately they wouldn't let us in. We went to Ketton or Ketton, I don't know how you pronounce it. Somebody might be able to tell me how you pronounce it. We went back, we managed to visit one church, which was actually really, really nice. But it's been a really nice, interesting walk today. So if you enjoyed this walk, please like and subscribe. And also if you wanted to follow this walk, just look on the descriptions in the YouTube and you'll see the route that we took. And well, just do it if you like. You can actually go on the airfield bit that we did because people take the dogs for a walk and all that. And then just let me know how you get on, whether you found it interesting. But until then, goodbye, and I'll see you again on one of my next projects.